Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another community day with RunDiffusion. I am Revolved, and today we are very lucky to be joined by Benjamin Amol. Benjamin, who is the Enfugue developer. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Yeah, great to have you. You've been a hallmark of the community. You've been posting all kinds of amazing art, amazing tech. Your knowledge of the Stable Diffusion engine and how it works is yeah, super impressive. You know a lot about the deep mechanics about how this all operates, and you've pieced it together into quite an amazing UI. I'd love to hear about kind of how this idea for Enfugue came about, and what you've got with Enfugue.
Yeah, definitely. So I started in Fugue, it was about 6 months ago now. I at the time was like just hopping into the Stable Diffusion ecosystem and diving right into it. As a programmer, just to give a brief myself, I currently work as a system architect at a hospital, and I've had a number of careers as a developer in some cases doing this and that and some other things. So I don't, I have experience as a developer, but my experience in AI was practically nothing going into this. So coming up in April, I was trying out like diffusers libraries and looking online and finding models to try out. This was, just when Stable Diffusion 1.5 was really starting to become huge. And I switched to Auto at the time, which was Comfy wasn't even a thing, but Auto was the de facto standard. And there were a lot of things about Auto that I didn't necessarily care for, not necessarily from a way of like it doesn't do the thing you want it to do, because of course it does. It's the most powerful thing that we have as a company. It is now challenging its reign, but
Hmm.
it was the most powerful thing that we had, and it was the most worked on thing that we had. Thousands of developers going and updating it and doing every which thing, but that left for an experience that in my mind was a little confusing,
Hmm.
definitely not friendly to the average starting user. And it's in my mind the biggest problem that I had with Auto was it didn't focus on making one good.
Right.
It looked like it was more of a casino kind of deal, which is sort of where we were before. And you press a,
Casino.
yeah,
I
you
like
press
that.
a
I like
button
that. Yeah, because there
and you
is
go, oh,
that pull of the lever again and again until you get what you want. And I've kind of seen that. The way I like to think about it in the workflow of the artist is you have people who kind of use stable diffusion like a machine gun, right? It's just like just put out as much as you can, and you see people just posting like hundreds of pictures that they did, and it's like okay, that's great, but if you were going to put this in an art gallery, what would that look like? And it's a different way of thinking, right? I think of it less like a machine gun and more like a sniper rifle. You're spending all this time zoomed in on one thing, but to make it perfect, and that means high resolution. When you get into that high resolution, how are you working with that? Going into the details, investigating kind of the overall concept and fleshing it out. And I think that's really an important distinction to make is it's like it's one thing to get infinite anime girls or whatever you might want to generate nature pictures, let's just say, because that comparison is definitely overused on my part. But I think that there's something to be said for that aspect of really making a masterpiece every time you make something and spending those hours instead of generating thousands of images, but to make one really good image.
and that's really I wanted a workflow that would lend itself to that. And I found that at the time, Auto was really not based around that. Uh, there were other apps, of course, at the time. Easy Diffusion was more popular than it is
Hmm.
now. Invoke was, it was less popular, but it was still a thing on people's minds as they were talking about the canvas and the nice interface that Invoke had.
Hmm.
Um, and but if they, there really wasn't anything that fit all of the that checked all the boxes at once. And I didn't see that happening unless I did it myself. So that's why I tried Enfugue.
All right, awesome. I think that's a great philosophy. Like you saw the area where artists needed tooling to match, what they needed to create, and that's super important. So I've been really impressed with kind of how you've added in a lot of technology under the hood. Um, Before we jump into the interface, why don't you just walk us through, like I've got this feature summary up on the screen, but why don't you walk us through like some of the technology that you've got in here that makes Infugue different?
Sure. The first thing is if it's supported in auto, I support it. Almost everything. Almost. There are a few things that I haven't added. There are a few things that don't have analogs and diffusers. Um, but the goal was to support the feature set that people are using. So whenever I hear of a workflow that people are trying to do, especially people that posting this Discord love to share their workflows, and I make sure that the various parts of it are able to be done in Infuse. Um, so the first thing to talk about is there should be a a feature parity between the two. And if you don't know how to do something, please ask because I hopefully can tell you how to do it. Um, but on top of that, there's a number of different things that were focuses. First of all, the was on the canvas.
Hmm.
You can see in the very center of the screen is your canvas. This is where every image will go. It's where everything works. And the canvas is very similar to a photo editing program that you might use, your GIMPs, your Photoshops. You can zoom, you can scroll, you can pan, things like that.
Yeah, and I'll
The point
just want to jump in here because with the moving around, you hold the middle mouse button, and scroll wheel is what's zooming in and out. So you got like very easy access to those canvas controls. Unlike automatic, you have these like canvas zoom like kind of keyboard commands that you can use, but it's not built around it, right? This is the advantage here is the UI's built. You have like infinite space in any direction that you can really go to create your image.
yep, I think you might have probably above 8K. But
I'll be okay.
I think your browser might end up crashing above it. But that's like I've gotten 4K at least for sure, and
Mhm.
move around, et cetera, et cetera. But even your GIMPs and your Photoshop start to struggle once it gets too big.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's when you would bring it into something to upscale it outside of that. Like at the point when you get to
right,
4K or 8K, you don't really need to, do much at that point. Like the image is ready to expand it to billboard size if you want with upscalers.
right, for sure. Um, so some other things I just wanted to point out about the feature set really is um, it is a Windows like interface.
Hmm.
So everything it is a single page application, so there's no moving around or anything. But it is reminiscent of other window management desktop interfaces you might have used. So if you just click on like models, the Civet AI browser, just click that, then it's a window. You can grab the
Mm.
bar and move it around.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can resize the edges, and it has a section on the page where it can fit, and it will appropriately size itself. Yes, it is a window inside of a window, and there are more windows inside of windows. It does indeed nest upon itself. And that is actually how the whole thing works. It's a big nested node engine.
Hmm.
Um, but while we're here, you can see that this is a window, but this is also a Civet AI browser. It does work in RunDiffusion. We made sure that it downloads to the appropriate place. So go ahead, go nuts. It has all of the supported models the checkpoint, LoRa, Lycoris, and textual inversion.
Yep.
I don't have like aesthetic gradients. Um, that's really it. There are some other. We'll talk about other models in a minute, but those are the most popular, I think, and the most the most used are these guys.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is really useful. And of course, we also have, actually, it's not on this. Oh, there it is. For some reason it's glitched out. But we do have the Civitai browser as well to download directly. So if you
Yep.
do this, I actually haven't tried this yet. Where does it go? That's the question. Well, wait, can we
Uh,
just
yeah.
copy this link?
Yep. Well, actually, no, I don't think it's a link. Yeah, yeah, it's a JavaScript button, so you can't copy the link. Sorry about that. Um,
We'll work
but
on it. We'll work on it. We've
yeah,
got
we
maybe
will work.
maybe we can put in the link there, and then it will just be Civitai downloader. We can put it in there.
Yes.
It has been,
Uh,
I just want to say that, it has been really a pleasure to work with you because, you're extremely responsive, but also you understand kind of the requirements that we have. And that's something that we've actually really kind of struggled with in the open source community is a lot of times people are just building for local only. So they're not
yeah.
considering use cases like remote server access, file directories in the cloud. They're just thinking like, oh, you just click a button, you choose what folder on your computer. And when we try to run it on RunDiffusion, it's like, well, not quite. There's some particular requirements that we have in order to make this accessible, something that can run in all these different GPUs, that is like dynamically loaded, your settings load in, and so forth. So, yeah, it's been really great to work with you on this kind of stuff because Enfugue runs great on RunDiffusion. It's a very smooth experience, which is awesome.
Yes, I'm very happy with how it's working out, and that was a, this is boring technical stuff, but that was a another portion of what I wanted to do in the beginning. The
Hmm.
intimate coupling of the front end and the back end in current open source
Mm.
software is just does not lend itself to any sort of enterprise level scaling.
Hmm.
So, there needs to be some work in the back end. Most people obviously don't care about that. They would rather their app just work. They don't care if it works smoothly. But um, there's a lot of care placed into how it organizes its design, how the API works. So while we're here talking, there is a JSON API. You can hit it from outside of RunDiffusion. I don't know if anybody has made any sort of workflow for that, but it's something that can be done. There's all sorts of stuff. If you were to download this for your desktop, there's optional authentication that can be enabled. So
Mm.
there's users and passwords.
Hmm.
You can't enable that on RunDiffusion, obviously, but there's um, a lot of features for people that are looking to set this up in some form of not desktop
Right.
arrangement. And if anybody here is trying to do that, definitely send me a message.
All right. Well, let's dive in a little bit and start to do some prompts here. So uh, let's just go in. We've got the prompt kind of on the right hand side here. Do you want to talk about the UI and so we can kind of orient ourselves and get our first images?
Yeah, sure. So the UI is made to just draw your focus towards the things that you need to do in order to make the image in a as minimal a way as possible. So when you're looking here and say we just wanted to do your classic text to image, which is not the focus of Infugue, but definitely an understood workflow that people will 100% use. The prompt boxes are right there on the right. You've got your positive and your negative. All you have to do is just pump it in there and hit Infugue in the bottom right, and you'll be good to go.
All right. Let's
Um,
let's grab a prompt here. We'll give it a go. I've got Uba Booga open, and let's see if we can get a prompt here. So let's see. We feeling Halloweeny maybe? What are people feeling out there today? We could do. Let's do Tudor in a library. I don't even know what model we're using or anything, but we'll just do tutor in a library at dusk, exploring old books, and see what we get. Oh, okay. Never mind then. I didn't test this one. I think we need to do a character here, so let's just see if we can change it. This is what happens when you do it live, huh? It's like
Yep.
every time
Yep.
something has to go. Okay, make me a prompt of a tutor in a library. And we can always just make our own, but no. Okay. All right, we're going to scrub that one from the record. We'll just shut that one down for now, and let's just do it the old-fashioned way. We are working on that Uba Booga prompt maker, so these things change all the time. Seems like the robots glitched out. So let's do a prompt here. So we've got old scholar in a library, dusk, sunlight from open windows, uh, painting in ancient Greek style. And the negative will be blurry, deformed. Every time I'm like, deformed. And pixelated. All right. So if we just hit Enfugue, we haven't done any other set resolutions or anything. It's just ready to go out of the box. And let's get
Yep.
things rolling.
So RD has, this is going to take a second and I'll explain why. But RD has set up the base model to be RunDiffusion XL. So when you come in on any box, even the 8 GB ones, it'll first start with RDXL. It can, as you can see, it's taking a moment to get started here. I'm going to be working with RD on improving XL load times. It takes a little bit of time when it looks first at a checkpoint or .safe tensors file and sends out and reads it and then loads it into memory. So the first time that you run, it'll take a little bit. Here you go.
Oh wow, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that wow, that came out awesome first shot.
All
Nice
right.
job.
Yeah, nice. Unlike our little language model friend, the images are
Yeah,
much more forgiving, aren't they? Okay,
yeah.
great.
So if you hit Enfugue again,
Yep.
just don't even do anything, just hit it again. It will work much faster this time.
Yeah, and this is something that we run into with a lot of apps. Is it's like
Yep.
loading that first model. Sometimes takes time because if you think
Yep.
about it on RunDiffusion, we have to load it like not from scratch, like we're installing it. We've already installed the application and all that, but it is like the first time on a new GPU, so it needs to load the model sometimes. So, wow, this is really good. Yeah, high quality
Yeah.
stuff. I don't even
Yeah, that came
know
out great.
what model we're using here. So where would we start to see like some more settings and like get a little bit deeper into this?
Yep. So let's first start the model. The actual checkpoint is the top left-hand corner. So the thing, the very top. Yep. Just right to your right.
Oh,
Nope.
sorry, very very top.
Yep. Just yeah. I'm sorry. It's the top left-hand corner says start typing to search models above.
Oh yeah yeah.
Yes. There you go. So that is all of the checkpoints that
Mm-hmm.
have been configured on our that have been set up on RD.
Yep.
Right now, they're not. They don't show like their directory, which is something that I'm going to work on for the next one, so that you can see which are in an XL folder and which are not,
Mm-hmm.
which will be helpful for people to know. But for now, you don't have to do anything other than select a checkpoint. So if you were to just go in here and change to any other checkpoint, we can grab a 1.5 one if we want.
Okay, let's get our Anime XL-ish model.
Oh, Anime XL. Okay. Yep.
Blue
So,
pencil. Yep. We'll give it a go.
yep. Then, yep. Go ahead.
Okay, great.
That's all you got to do. Now it'll, it is once again loading the model in the background. It has to
Yeah.
unload the previous one and load the new one. So once again, it's going to take a little time. You'll see that 1.5 models load way faster. XL is just, each file is like 6.5 gig,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to open it up, read each one, and then pump it in or out of memory. And on low memory machines, so things are going in and out over time. So there can be even it can be even a little bit slower on the low memory machines, but it will work.
Okay, great.
There we go.
So we had a question. Is there a progress bar?
Yeah, I don't know where the progress bar went. It should be there on your screen. So it just refresh the page.
Okay, we got a
Yeah,
good image
go ahead and
there.
refresh. Yep, just refresh the page. There is a session in the background. Okay, the bar is back, and it returned you. That's the previous one. So if you go to File Results,
Yeah, well,
oh,
I'll generate a new one here. Oh, okay.
okay,
File
yeah,
results. Oh, I see. I see. Great. So here we have all the images that we've created.
yep,
Awesome. Oh, and there's a progress bar.
yeah. There's the progress bar. So I don't know why that didn't show up. I'll have to investigate why it was invisible for a second there. But just take this as your example that you can refresh the page.
Yeah. And
It,
it is Frontier, right? Like this is like in Frontier
yes,
mode. We've booted into the most recent, and it's like this is cutting edge tech. You've done an incredible job on this, and like I mean, there's so much little details everywhere. So it's a brand new app, and it's incredible what we've got so far. All right, so we've got some pretty good
Tim,
images. Yeah, let's
yeah.
like
I just want to answer a real quick Warren Anakin's question: is metadata saved in the images? Yes, it is. Um, so if you what you saw there was revolved when you tried to drag the image and
mm,
dragged it back onto the canvas.
hmm.
Like literally just drag and drop the image that you just created.
Oh,
Yep,
like
there you
that.
go. Nope, just let go. There you go. See, yep, see how it says looks like this image was made with Enfugue? That's because it's reading the metadata stored in the ping.
Yep, yep,
And if you
yep.
hit yes, it will reload. Yes, exact same PNG chunk.
Oh, okay. So it switched the model back. I had just switched it. So, okay.
Yep.
Very cool. So if I delete
Yes.
this as well and I'm like, hey, I want to load Juggernaut. Yeah, just type it in. There we go. Excellent. Okay. And let's do another one here. And yeah, let's dive into some more settings. Let's say we were like, okay, we don't want to spend too much time on text to image. I know because this is like designed to go beyond that, but I'm guessing on the left-hand side here, we've got some settings we can change, like resolution, for
Yep.
example.
Yep. So yeah, so we can start with settings. Deformer Toby wants to see in painting. So I
Yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
you want to go to
We
that first
let's
instead.
well, we're going through this. I just want to make sure we get the
Okay.
basics, and then we're going to inpaint
All
in
right.
it. So while this image is generating, um, you know, chunking size. Um,
Yes.
so do you want to talk about that?
So
Because that's something that sounds like something you do a little bit differently than automatic.
yeah, so right now I'm actually chunking is enabled by default. In the next iteration, I'm going to disable it by default just because that is the same as what auto has.
Mm,
So in auto, there's the tiled VAE and tiled diffusion buttons.
hmm.
You use those to make large images with low VRAM or other such things where it's doing a large image in pieces. So when you enable chunking, it is basically doing the same thing.
Okay.
It is basically enabling those two things at once, and then if you disable it, it's basically disabling the two things at once.
That's great for working with different like amounts of VRAM. If you're running out of memory errors on other platforms, you can use this, chunk it, get better results on low VRAM, which is very useful. Okay, so here we have
Yes.
CFG, right? Number of steps,
Yep. Yep.
schedulers. You've got some schedulers
Yep.
here, and then
The whole
generation.
this.
This is
Yes. That's
oh,
number of
okay.
images per prompt,
Yep, yep, got it.
and then iterations is number of batches, similar to
Okay, yep, yep.
how auto does it. Yep. Your
Seed, if it's
seed
blank,
is
it's random, I'm guessing.
yep.
Okay,
It's if it's blank, it's random.
cool, cool.
There is in the next iteration there will be some more stuff in there. Free U and clip skip, but those are things that the auto users might be familiar with. Upscaling.
Hmm.
So upscaling is done in steps. You can add any number of steps, and each step will upscale by a certain amount. Anywhere, actually, you can downscale if you want to. You can set that to like your upscale amount to 0.5, for instance, downscale it. But how this will work is after your first image is made, so this is a one click sort of deal. If you want to make
Mm,
an image and have it upscaled right to the end, you configure your upscaling here. You set your upscale amount. You can keep the if you keep the denoising strength at 0,
yep.
it will just do the AI upscale
Yep.
with nothing else. If you push the denoising strength up, it'll do like the ultimate SD upscale style
Oh
with
wow.
diffusion.
Built in. And so is that denoising? Does that mean you do like a latent upscale as well, like the high res fix in automatic?
It's extremely similar. I'm not doing a latent upscale. There will be a latent upscaler in another version. This is an AI upscaler that works very similar. So if you just want to you can hit go on with this setting, and you can see. Um,
Yeah. Just before
yep,
I do that, I just want to like for the in painting friends there, uh, generally my workflow when I'm upscaling is I like to in paint in this resolution
yep,
first and then upscale, right? So
yep.
that would be the same thing here, right? You then you'd in paint the upscaled version afterwards. So here you do kind of
Yes,
the big in painting, then you would upscale, then you in paint again. And that way you kind of get the best of working with a small resolution and then cleaning it up and making it higher detail, the in painting that you do, and then
right.
getting the small little details on the upscaled version. But if you need to do something big like a face, you want to do it first, a face or clothing or anything like that first, because then you add the detail in when you upscale it. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
And there's also in upscaling there is GFP GAN for face fixes if you
nice.
want to use that.
Okay, okay, great.
Um, Yeah, so like and just you're describing the workflow of like you don't want to just have a one shot automatic upscale. You want to pick your image that you want to upscale. If you were to mouse over the image right now,
Hmm.
and those things you see the right hand side,
Yep.
there's second from the bottom, I believe, is upscale.
Ooh, there's
Yep.
some filters. That's cool. Yeah. Oh, nice. Wow, that's so convenient.
Yes. And
And you can
there's
downscale.
also
Yeah.
There's also that exact same menu is in the top as well. The
Hmm.
top menu bar that says image on the right,
Okay.
those
Yep.
are the exact same.
Great.
So there's two spots for being able to manipulate those. And I mean, this is you don't need to get into keyboard shortcuts, but if you just press and hold Shift right now, yeah.
Wow.
So now it's
Okay. Okay.
highlighting the letter that you need to press to do any of those buttons in the top.
I kind of feel like a Greek scholar right now who's just uncovered the secrets of the universe. This is very cool stuff. Um, okay, so yeah, the amount of polish that you've put into this is super impressive. Like all the little details, like Lucas was saying in chat, like the upscale model descriptions, these keyboard commands, just wow, like very, very impressive. Let's do some in painting and upscaling here. We'll start with maybe some in painting and yeah, walk us through it.
Sure. So in that same menu that we were just looking at, third from the bottom is edit image.
Okay. Yep.
If you hit that, it'll ask you, do you want to keep your settings, which will keep all of your settings if you hit yes. So
Yep.
let's just go ahead and do that for now. Okay, now you're back on the main canvas.
Hmm.
So now this is as if you dragged and dropped the image onto the canvas in some other way. So now we're going to expand the options for this image and see all the stuff we can do. So if you click into it,
Click into which? Sorry.
just click on the image anywhere.
Okay.
Yep, and see the top bar, the menu node in the top. File
Um.
models help node.
Yeah. Yeah. Node. Okay.
Okay, yes. So now there's show/hide options.
Okay.
You can go ahead and now mouse over the window.
Oh, this would be for,
There you go.
okay.
Yes. If you look at the very top of uh, that image,
Yeah.
see, yeah, there's your buttons. Those
Wow.
are once again exact same. So you have two methods of accessing all of those buttons as well,
Okay.
in the top menu or in there. And the images are they're very similar to all of the other things. So if you just like take that image and grab the top, you can move it around on the canvas
Yeah, yeah.
and it'll resize automatically. You can grab the bottom, grab the left, grab the right, and do what you got to do. There's also fitting options.
Mm-hmm.
So the top two options allow you to change how the image fits within the canvas that you put
Got it. Yep.
on the screen. So um, let's do instead of an in paint, let's just do an out paint real quick.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really easy.
Great idea.
Just um, just leave some sort of gap on the canvas. Just move the image such that there is a gap,
Okay. So we're
and then just
gonna.
hit go.
Now, what if I want to keep the whole image though? Like, what if I didn't want to lose any of the right-hand side? I'm like, okay, I just want to expand it to the left.
Well, you could increase the size of the canvas.
Ah,
Then,
where's the canvas control there?
so in dimensions on the right hand side,
Yeah, yeah.
there's engine and then dimensions.
Ah,
Yep.
okay. So here we just want to like, let's say 2048 it. And now, okay, so now we've got
Yep.
much bigger, and I can just literally move this guy over here. Boom. All right, now we got a
Yep.
space to work with.
Yep. And if you were to simply hit Enfugue, it would fill in the left hand side.
Oh, okay, wait. I just got a cool idea. So, okay, so if I hit Infugue, it will do that. But what about if we mirror horizontally? Now, okay. So if I copy this, I get two. I'm just figuring
Yep.
let me see here. Okay, 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 okay. So now I've got two. And then we mirror it. All right,
Yep.
all right, all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see where this is going. Cool, cool.
Yep.
Okay. So now we've got these two scholars in the room. All right. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
you could just leave it at that if that was your goal.
well, I've got a vision now. Now you've got this is inspiring me. So I want to do on the left-hand side, you've got old Greek scholar. On the right-hand side now, we're gonna have like hipster university student with a laptop. So I would want to do image to image on this kind of thing. Now, can I do that? Can I just like image to image the right
Yes.
hand side? Oh,
Yes, you can.
wow. Wow. Okay, this
Um,
is amazing. This is a revolutionary. All right, let's try it.
and yeah, we're getting into like the really fun stuff that where some like unexplained things might happen. So let's experiment and let me know what happens. But
Oh,
yeah, so on the right hand side in the options,
well,
there's a bunch of checks.
okay, okay, wait. We did get a request for in painting. So let's say we want to
Okay.
start by in painting a laptop instead of this book. Let's start
Okay.
with that.
Okay. Why don't we only have one image on the canvas then? Just because the images are done separately, so it would.
But
Um,
I would want to like I want to keep this version. Oh, but I can just drag it back after from the
yeah,
history, right?
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, amazing, amazing. Okay, okay, okay. That's great. Okay. So we've got our one here.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to make it smaller. If we're just trying to inpaint on the thing, like
Yeah.
with all of the space on the canvas, it will try and outpaint as well.
Oh, okay, okay. So there is just important to know. Whoops. I need to.
Yes, it will always try and fill the canvas.
Well, wait, where'd it go though? Because I did the wrong side, I guess.
Look,
Well, let's
look.
just drag it
Oh,
back. We can just drag it back from history, right?
yeah.
Oh,
I
not
don't
load
know how
image.
that
I think it's like where I had it. I anchored it weird.
file results. Yeah,
Results.
that's interesting. I'll definitely have to
Okay, so
just
we've
click it
got this. Oh, click. There we go.
and
Beautiful.
then hit edit. Yeah.
Right, and then image. edit. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. All right,
No,
great.
all right. So going back into the options.
Oh, because I got to click the node here. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has show slash hide options in the
Right.
top.
Yep.
Yep. And if any of this is painful, like please everybody let me know. Like this is as we said, it's a labor of love. But feedback is essential, and I've already gotten so much from this community that the more feedback we get, the better this can be. I'm really grateful for what I've gotten already. So please keep going.
Oh, man,
Anyway,
we're
the
super grateful for you, definitely. I mean, you've contributed so much to the community, and you've been making this incredible app the whole time. I'm kind of blown away right now. But let's keep this going. I'm guessing use
yep,
for in
check,
painting, right?
yep, check
Check
it.
it. Okay. All
Yep.
right.
So now you're in painting.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
can
show hide
hide the
options.
yep, hide the options again. And now you're in painting. So your controls have changed slightly.
Mm-hmm.
Your if you were to just click right now, you're drawing. So
Yep.
you can draw a little line, and if you take your mouse wheel, scroll up, scroll down, it increases or
Oh,
decreases the size of your
beautiful,
brush.
beautiful. Okay.
So yep, there you go. If you in a Photoshop slash GIMP-esque style, if you shift click from one point and then shift click another point, it'll draw a straight line between the two. If you
Wow.
control click, you're erasing,
Okay.
or you can switch to an eraser.
Oh, control click was moving the
Oh,
canvas.
alt click.
Alt
Which one is
click.
it?
Alt click.
Yeah, there we go. Alt click.
Is there a undo?
No, no, there is not. That was
Hmm. That might be
um,
fun for drawing, especially when you're doing
yes,
like a really interesting one. Undo is
yes.
essential when you're doing lots of detail work.
For sure. The front end painting tools are a forever work in progress. There's definitely an intention to give more beyond what is currently available for like even just small corrections in the front end is something that I would really like to be able to do. As much as possible, I'd like to avoid having to hop out to another program.
Hmm. Okay, so oops. I'm basically what I'm doing here is I'm just going to mask out sort of some of the stuff, but I want to make sure there's enough room for like a laptop to pop up here. And then I kind of like this hand, so I want to kind of keep that hand if possible. All right.
There are some more buttons that people can play with. You can change the shape of your brush from circle to square. There's
Oh,
like a full erase. Uh, there's a bunch of stuff.
yeah, yeah. Square. Oh, that's nice. Okay, okay. Eraser, clear canvas. That's just going to clear the in painting
Yep.
so far, plus minus. Mirroring is still here. Okay, cool, cool.
Yep.
All right.
So you're set to do an in paint if you would like to.
Yep.
Um, so I'll give just a brief heads up about in painting specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so for XL, which is what this is, it is not doing a fine-tuned in painting. It is doing regular four-dimensional in painting. I know there is now a in XL in painting 0.1 was released like a few weeks ago. It does not. I don't have that yet.
Okay.
So this is the same in painting you would find in A1 or something for XL, which suffers from the same problems that anything else would have from in painting, which is sometimes it doesn't blend well into the image. Sometimes it doesn't look as good as it could. And that's just because it's not a fine-tuned in painting thing. Whereas 1.5 has the fine-tuned in painting models, and we can talk about those in a bit. But
Yeah. So is there a denoising control for the in painting?
yep, it's in the same section you were just in the options.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, show hide option expand. Yep.
Okay. Um,
Uh,
In
tweaks.
paint tweaks. Is that
Links? No,
here's
did it not show up? It should be showing up. Okay, it looks like I didn't have. Hmm. Okay, that's a bug.
all right, no problem. Now, if I
Yeah,
leave this blank, is it going to use the global prompt that I put in here?
it sure will.
Okay.
So yes, that's probably a good thing to bring up. The global prompt um will fill any like sub prompts that you didn't fill, except for region prompts. We can we'll talk about in a second.
Okay, so if I just, am I ready to Enfugue
Yep.
now? And yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Go for it.
Let's give it a go. So, uh, yeah, we're gonna add denoising back in, and let's see what we get. Which is, there's no denoising, so it might be very different from what we see on the screen here. But
Well, yeah, it should be doing a 1.0 denoise on the section that you're looking at. So in the Inpainted section, it should be very different, but
yeah,
we
okay,
will see.
yeah.
And you are seeing it's once again taking a little bit to load. That's
Hmm.
because we spent a while not looking at it. Fugue is pretty good about not eating too much GPU time when you're not using it. So it's on basically a kill switch that if you don't look at it or don't um, like literally looking at it when it's pinging back and forth or don't make a change, the engine will just shut itself off.
That might
Yeah.
be one that is useful to have like an on-off setting because,
Yes.
if you're trying to keep your studio cool in the summer, you probably want to unload models. But if you're working in someone's data center elsewhere in the world, like with RunDiffusion, you'd probably want to just keep it running because you're paying for it. So
Yep.
you might as well keep the GPU spinning, right?
Yep. And there's a setting. So this is more for people that want to try it on their own home computers. But
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
yes, there is a setting for doing that. And there's also
Oh,
settings for swapping between pipelines. So doing something like going from non-in-painting to in-painting, or going from regular to refiner.
we got an
By
error here.
what do we do?
Invocation failed, which is a fantastic error message, probably one of my favorites, especially when you're working with ancient Greek scholars here. But can't allocate memory.
Well, that's interesting. Definitely shouldn't be doing that.
I'm on
Um,
a I'm on a large here, so it's got 24
yeah,
gigs.
no, it should definitely be successful. Um,
Hmm.
if that isn't, can you just click it again and see if it still is
Yeah.
being?
Do you think it could be like that it's 1024 by 1024 and it's using a 1.5 in painting?
Oh, yes, for sure. I'm sorry. I thought this was an XL model. Um,
Well, it is an XL model, but when I in painted it, I saw in the where's the oh here. So it loaded merging models.
oh,
Can't save merge to checkpoint. So it tried to like
okay.
merge a 1.5 in painting model with SDXL.
Yeah, that is very interesting. It should not be doing that. So, that is really odd that it is trying to do that with an XL model. It shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, see, there's the
Um,
1.5 in painting model that I saw
yeah,
there. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
this
Okay,
is this
definitely
is
a
why
bug.
it's
So
this is why it's live, right? You gotta
for
have the
sure,
fun stuff to come through, but that's
right.
okay.
So can you
Let's
can you just switch to an actual like
1.5
1.5
model. Yeah, yeah,
realistic
yeah.
model? Yeah.
Let's give it a go. Gosh, what do I stream? Is this on here? No.
Cyber realistic is on there. That'll work.
Oh, what's going on? There we go. Okay, that's a
Yep.
good one.
There you go.
And give it another
Yes.
go.
Now you
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
do I want to have, so if this is the global prompt, do I just want to have like a laptop instead of young man studying on? It'll try to make a little man in our little mask there, or?
So that's a very interesting question. You there's two different things actually. So when you're working with a nine-dimensional model like the in painting models, which Infugue, if you're using 1.5, Infugue will make a nine-dimensional model for in painting. Um, the prompt that you give it is closer to the entire image and less of what you're trying to fill in the
Mm.
section of.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not using a fine-tuned Inpainting four-dimensional model, you're better off just prompting what is in the black section because of the way that it works. It's
Got
a
it.
very technical, but it generally works best. Like the best experience I have with Inpainting is using a 1.5 model that has been that is made into a nine-dimensional Inpainting model,
You
which
know, yeah.
it automatically do.
If you had asked me what I thought I was going to be doing in 5 years with my art, painting in 9 dimensions was not one of those things. All right. Let's. So we're gonna do the global prompt then, right? Because we're
Yep.
merging in. Okay. So
Yep.
let's Enfugue. Let's get it going. And I think that's good. I mean, like right now, like you were saying, the SDXL in painting is like just sort of coming onto the scene right now. Where we are with
Yeah.
SDXL is it's like there's still sort of that like half in, half out sort of feel with a lot of the community where they're still working with a lot with 1.5. There's like a lot of like tech that needs to be done with the training and the tools, and it's coming along. But yeah, I think that in painting, training, and all that stuff still has a little ways to go for STXL in
Yeah,
particular.
for sure.
Yep.
Like I said, there was just a nine-dimensional Excel model posted just a couple of weeks ago, and like it's so fresh they don't even have like a safe tensors version of the file
Oh
yet.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like it's not in a great space to implement. Mhm.
All right.
Hey, yeah.
Whoops. Gotta zoom out.
Yeah, drag and drop it. Ah, that was perfect.
Wow, yeah, okay, the hand got a little messed up, and
Yep.
this is definitely not an apple. This is, an olive, because he's Greek. Yeah. All right,
Ah,
cool. This looks really good. All right, so let's, oh, it's still finalizing. We got a minute here. It's
what is
finish,
it doing?
it's finishing up something.
Oh, it's does it say upscaling?
Responding with Pong, we're good. I don't know what I was doing
Okay,
there,
I don't
but,
know what it was doing there.
all right.
You got your image.
So let's. Oh no. All right. Let's do the what we are going to do before here. So we're going to increase the width dimension to 2048. Whoop! Release to merge. What's this?
Oh, so is they're merged now? I'm sorry. There is a little bug with multiple images on the canvas. I'm guessing that you had the image, like that previous image that we talked about was like off in
Oh
this
yeah,
view.
yeah. I see this. Oh, so there's like a little
Um,
layers thing going on here.
yeah. So
Wow. No, that's good.
sorry about that.
No,
If
no.
you
This
just
is
like
a good feature to
remove
know.
that image and then put it back in there,
How do I remove this image?
just yeah.
C- c-
Oh, so your mouse, yeah, your mouse is going over the
There we
logs. There you go.
go.
Yep.
Okay. So now we've got our 2048 canvas, and we can, not load image. I need to go to results. This one I'd kind of like to have on the sidebar too, I think. And instead of, I'd almost like to have file load image, and then this one be results, but that's just me. Um, okay, so if I click here,
Yep. Just click. It's on the canvas.
so this should be the
Oh, it
laptop,
did
right?
upscale. It did upscale. Yeah, that's the laptop one.
Oh, we had the upscaling open before, hey? Did we
Yes.
did we enable it?
That's yeah. Yep. That's what it was doing. That's why you upscaled twice. That's why it took time.
Oh, so how do I? Oh, because I made an upscaling step. So,
Yep.
oh, gotcha. It's almost like a node or something. You have to like think about that. Okay. So now this explains a lot. So could we downscale? Well, can we get the pre-upscaled version?
So the pre-upscale version If you saved it, if you did it as a one step that went upscaled, no, it didn't save the previous one.
Got it.
I mean,
Okay.
it is saved somewhere, but it will be deleted soon
Yeah, yeah.
because
No
you
problem.
know,
No
it's
problem.
media. But
But
you, yeah,
we
you
can
can definitely.
downscale.
Yep.
Okay. So in order to do that, I'm guessing I need to go to here
Yep.
and downscale by 2. Okay. Now where's my canvas?
You're still there. Yep.
Whoa! Sorry, that's my bad. I just got a trackball mouse and I haven't rebound the um, buttons, and one of them is back. So
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
okay,
But
so
hey, you can see that the session was kept.
yeah, this is awesome. This is huge. I mean, in auto, if you go away and come back, you're just left with this like all that stuff gone. So
Yep.
this is huge.
There's a every minute, I believe, the session will be saved.
Okay, so I think we need to downscale it again, right? I'm not seeing
Yeah, I don't
the
know where
canvas.
the yeah. Well, if so, the thing above the progress bar is the sample chooser.
Yep.
Yep. So if you just hit X,
Oh,
you're
there it
back to the
is. It's
canvas.
still
Yeah.
huge. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still
It's
enormous.
still huge and it gets hard to see. If you zoom out too much, that's why the reset buttons are there
Yeah. Okay.
in the bottom right and bottom left. If you move it too far and things are just you have no idea where they are, hit reset.
So I think we still need to downscale it
Okay.
even more.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Nope. Now you just hit edit.
Oh, edit.
In third from the bottom on the right hand side or the image.
Yep.
There
Okay.
you go.
And our canvas is here somewhere.
You have filled the entire canvas is filled by that image, so you'll have to go to
Downs.
dimensions and
Oh,
to the
dimensions.
right.
Yeah.
Yep. When you hit edit image, it sets the canvas to the size of that image.
Oh, okay. So is this 1024 now?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yep.
Okay. So
So
we
if you want
want
to make it wider and do your thing, then
gotcha. So
right
now
there,
we go
2048.
2048. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. All right. So I see it here. We've got this on one side, and so we want to put that here. And then we want to get our flipped one, so we can go to results again, right?
Yeah, or you can just there's a duplicate button in the
Oh, but
top.
we want our guy with the writing on the book.
Oh, with the right, yeah. Yes, then yes, you'll go back into the results with.
Results, and then this one I believe it was. Okay, there's the book.
So hit the X. There's actually not a great way to do this. I'm sorry about that. So the third from the top. So there's a few ways you can do this. The second from the top is copy image to clipboard.
Yep.
Click that, and now hide the image, top, very top.
Yep.
Now paste, Control V.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I hit paste. Nothing happened.
Okay. So what likely happened there, and this is a RunDiffusion thing. We're gonna have to fix it. Is that it's not allowed to write to your clipboard because.
Oh, I gotcha. We have
So
yeah.
yes. If you instead of doing that, go back to the results screen that you were at,
Mm-hmm.
and click on your image again.
Okay.
Yep. And then there's another button that says pop out, third from the top.
Yep.
There you go. Now it's just a regular old-fashioned image in a browser window that you can like control copy and paste. So if you just like right click, copy, and then
Okay. So first I want to get
yep,
rid of
hide,
this one.
hide the image. Yep. There you
Okay.
go.
And now I can go here and right click
Yes,
and go
should
copy
think
image.
you can copy and paste here. If not, then you have to drag because of the thing that I
Hey,
mentioned.
there it is.
There we go.
So copy paste worked, and then I mirror
Okay.
horizontally.
Yes. So copy paste works if you like manually do it. It won't work
in RunDiffusion right now, if you're like just hit Control V,
Well,
it won't
yeah,
like there's a security setting that isn't letting me read from your um, read from your clipboard.
and that's easy to fix. So
Yes, sure is.
we'll get that
Very, very
fixed for
easy.
sure. Okay, so it's just a little bit off here. I'm wondering how would I move this individual image in the canvas? Just grab this black bar, right? Yeah, there
Yep.
we go. Okay.
Yep. And then you can resize or grab whatever you want with the corners.
Oh, interesting. So I could just like, oh, I want to get the rest. There we go. Oh, can't grab that edge for some reason.
It might be like overlapping with another. You should be able to
I kind of wanted to
either.
overlap, right? Like, something like this, and then yeah, I did choose a hard
Okay.
thing to. I'm just such a fan of photo bashing. Like to me, photo bashing is so fun. So like as soon as I saw the potential to do some photo bashing here and like put together multiple generations, I got very excited.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Oh, Christian had a question. How do you open the log? So that's just show more button here,
Yep.
engine
Yep.
logs,
Sure is.
which is awesome. Of course, we also
Yes.
have some logging here, which is going to be the same
Yep.
idea. Okay. And do we have any other questions? Is it actually denoising
Um,
1.0? I think it is. Yep, for now.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so can I'm gonna always this is like I just think like an artist sometimes and I'm really honored to have you on here today, but if I wanted to image the image on the right,
Mhm.
can I do that and keep this one the same
Yep.
on the left?
Yep.
Wow.
So on the
Okay.
right hand side, you would check use for inference, and on the left hand side, you would do nothing.
Okay.
So,
So I go down here,
yep.
I go use for inference. Oh, this is amazing.
Yes.
This is
And there's your
amazing.
denoising strength.
Hey, there it is. Okay. Okay,
That's
so
supposed to show up when you check use for inpainting as well.
let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so this is great. So now can I use the prompt on the right or do I need to fill it in here?
So you do not need to fill anything in. It will
All
use the
right.
global prompt when there is nothing. Yep.
Okay, so we've got young bearded hipster man with beanie, or as we call it in Canada, a toque. Uh,
That
you might call it over there too on the East Coast. I don't know.
Yeah,
Beanie.
we're so close to Canada. It's we get some cultural discrimination between us.
Are you soda or pop over there?
I'm soda, but there's a lot of people that say pop. I, it's a mix. It's a mix. But I grew up in the time you can't do this anymore. But I grew up when I turned 19. We would walk across the Rainbow Bridge to Canada, and because the drinking age is 19
Of
in Canada,
course. Yes.
21 in Buffalo, it was a rite of passage.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so we've got young bearded hipster man with beanie studying in a coffee shop on laptop, dusk sunlight from open windows, painting in ancient Greek style. So do I just hit Enfugue and we're ready to go?
Yep.
Oh, wait,
Yep.
dimensions.
They're
That's the
set. You've
canvas.
got
That's the
your
canvas. Okay,
Yep.
so we've got
That's the whole
this.
canvas.
So this is like in your system, you've got it so that this is an image. It's coded as 1024 by 1024. And if I use it for inference, it just knows to do 1024 by 1024.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, let's hit Enfugue. Very cool.
And it'll go. Each node will operate in the order in which you clicked it last. So evidently you clicked the left one and then at some point because it just decided to process that first. And by process it, I mean it passed it through because you didn't ask it to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You told it no. You didn't check use for inference. You didn't check use for inpainting. So it's just a pass through. So that's what it's doing. And now it's working on the other image, and you will see as soon as it has an intermediate, it will show you the whole intermediate for the whole screen.
Yep.
As soon as it can.
Okay.
And there maybe I don't know why this is taking so long, but we'll see.
Well, I'm gonna pop this out because this is an image I made a little while ago, and I used automatic, but this is a piece together with Photoshop, or in my case, Affinity. Because I couldn't do the photo bash, right? So I basically I generated this character, I generated the character on the right, and then I filled in the middle by doing outpainting. So I was just like
Right.
outpainting 128 pixels at a time, hitting generate, hitting generate, hitting generate, hitting generate, and then I just inpainted the seams and like cleaned it up a little bit. So in this, it sounds like it's going to be much easier to do that, right? Like I'm going to be able to literally just generate images, drag them in. I get one big giant canvas, and
Yep.
it's going to be like if I want to outpaint, I can literally just drag an image
Yep.
over.
And then, yep. And if there is a gap on the canvas when it's done, it will outpaint that gap.
Oh,
So,
wow, that's neat.
yep.
Wow, it's like
Any gap
automating it.
that you put.
This is
Yes.
really
Yeah.
great.
That was actually a really cool algorithm that is like just basically comparing the black and white masks across the entire thing for making them. Yeah, they're all processed separately, which is different from some other stuff, right? Like most node processors or most things that have a canvas like this do everything in one step.
Hmm.
Um, there are multiple steps for Enfugue, and that some people have view that as more wasteful than it needs to be. But in my experience, it's the best way to get good quality when you're doing like a whole bunch of stuff at once.
Okay, I used a
So
1.5 model here clearly because we got
yes,
the ghost of the ghost of the
dreams.
ghost, and a tiny
Yes,
man and a giant man, which is hilarious, and I kind of love it.
yes,
But okay,
many dreams.
so we would
I
need to
just want to
go.
answer
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Answer your question.
one. Yeah, Sergi is asking, how would you use the use for control option, and that's what I wanted to talk about. We can fix what we're looking at. This is an option. That is how you enable ControlNet. So is you check the use for control option, and then it will have a drop down for which ControlNet you want to use. Um, they're unlike auto, you don't choose your processor, you just choose if you want it processed or not.
Hmm.
So there's only like if you select candy, it uses a candy processor. If you select depth, it uses a depth processor. um, and all you have to do is check the box to process it, and it will automatically do all that for you. So if you were to, for instance, check both use for control and use for inference, that is a ControlNet image to image.
Okay, well
If you
we
check,
need to do that. So now it's generating, but it's going to take a long time to generate here. Do you know why that
yep.
is? It's just
Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look. I'm
oh,
guessing that it's
it's out painting something. So
yeah. Okay, so
it's
there
out
is a gap.
painting, but it's out. It looks okay. I don't know how big that gap is, but we want to stop this. Can I just hit stop engine?
Yep, just hit stop.
Okay. I love the name Invocations. Terminated.
Invocation
Invocation.
failed.
This is great. Okay, so I just hide this image and we're back to what we wanted. Now we need to use this for control, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then we're going to, so we'll still use the 1.5. And probably, what would you recommend here? Do you think depth or canny or
Yeah, basically one of those two would probably be best to start with.
let's
I usually
canny?
stick with Canny as my first. It's like the
Yeah.
best general purpose.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so now um, it's still going to do a gap. We don't know what the gap is. Oh, there's a tiny, like 1 pixel gap in there. I can see it
Yeah.
if I really zoom into my screen. Okay, so maybe I could just like move it like one over. It'll still have a gap on the other side now, right? Like over here. There's a gap
Yep.
here.
If you
It
drag that to fill the gap, you can. Yeah.
so now when we go back over here, this is the thing. It wanted to keep the it wants to keep it. So if I go here, now the gaps.
Oh, yeah. So that's because the I'm guessing the shape of the node on the canvas is bigger than 1024.
Hmm.
And the image is 1024, and your fit mode is actual size. So if you
Okay, so
change your fit mode,
change the fit mode here. Okay,
Yep.
so, oh gosh, sorry. Again, I am using this crazy track. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
now we go back
Yep.
over here and go this to
Yep.
stretch.
Sure.
Or what's
I
the
want yep.
difference?
Cover is
Contain?
what I usually do. Yeah.
Cover.
Cut.
Okay,
Yeah. Yep. Those are the
perfect.
same as other things, other verbiology that uses the same thing. Whereas stretch will stretch to fit it no matter what shape it is. Contain will make it fill the container, but will anchor it such that either one side can be cut off or another side can be cut off. And then contain will make sure that the whole image is visible within the thing.
Oh, interesting. It's a little smaller. See how it's. Just do that. Okay,
There you go. Yep.
and then back this up a little bit. Do do do. Did we do it?
I think
Uh,
so.
looks like it.
Yeah. And
Um,
if this like if there is an issue with this, this isn't like my usual workflow. I don't normally do this, so
yeah, I know.
this is
Sorry.
no problem.
I
This is
just got
essentially
excited.
why I'm here. Yeah, I want people to be able to do what they want to do and be able to play around with what they want to play around with. So
Oh, this one we have
it
to
did
change to
it,
cover as well. Whoop. Show them setting. Oh my goodness.
sorry, it's the um, log that steals your control.
Oh, okay. So we go cover. Oh, no, not contain. Cover. Okay. All right. So
Right.
let's image to images. So we've got inference, we've got control, we've got a canny control net here,
Yep.
and let's get our bearded hipster going. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone.
Yep.
This has been like super fun. I'm so glad we got to do this, and thanks for Benjamin. Well, thanks for going on a little journey with me. Following me down this rabbit hole. I really appreciate it because, yeah, I'm learning a ton, and Enfugue is definitely, where I'm gonna go to make like my polished pieces. When I'm exploring and stuff, I do, use automatic and I do like AT Tailor and, that you can jam in all this stuff. But when it comes to something where I want like a really high quality output, this is where I'm going to go now from now on because it's just awesome. And the fact that you can do all this with multiple images is incredible. And it really, I think you're really onto something with this platform.
Sure hope so. I put my heart and soul into this darn thing.
I can feel it. I can feel it. It's like it's evident because it really shows in all the little details, all the little notes and you put in and everything and um yeah, it's great. I'm like really happy to be on this journey with you because I just know that this platform is going to go places and you work on it constantly. There's always updates, so um all this stuff like what you have is just like what we have today is amazing and I just know that like with your diligence and continued persistence on making these little quality of life updates, making this new technology, bringing it into the platform, like yeah, you're gonna have an abs one of the best platforms out there by far. I'm super confident at this point. I'm just very very impressed.
Thank you so much, and I'm really, really happy to be on the journey with RunDiffusion. You guys have been awesome. Your community is great. Everybody is not just polite and nice, but they're all lifting each other up and teaching each other all of these new things, and it was really, really refreshing. Very positive environment.
All right, awesome. Yes, I agree too. It's like, you know, this community is a reflection of, I think a larger thing, like the AI just sort of like community is great. There's such I think the excitement of working in this field of like having these new things all the time, this new technology, the fact that we're on the very cutting edge of this stuff. Um, and I also want to like point to the fact that, this is licensed under GNU, AGPL. This is open source technology. You're doing this, to just bring betterment to what people are doing with AI art, which is like extremely beautiful thing. And people who make open source technology are what make RunDiffusion possible. And all this community of incredible artists and creators. Just eternally grateful for everyone who does open source. So um, yeah, it's so impressive to see where the open source community has really gone, and this is a fantastic example of that. Our hipsters coming in here.
There is, and less hallucinations going on.
Yeah,
Less
yeah.
going on.
Sadly, we have no
Just
little goblin hipster, just one hipster here.
Sergey, you asked if you could hand edit the canny control image. No, not like you. What you can do in this is, if you want to do something very advanced like that, you can take the hand edited canny control image that you make in some of the program and then put it onto the canvas and just uncheck the box that says process, because then it will try and canny a canny. If you just uncheck that, it will like not try and process it. That's obviously not a great workflow for something like that, but definitely something I can keep in mind about wanting the ability to be able to hand edit the processing.
Oh, look at that. You got brightness, contrast, hue, saturation. This is just beautiful little Photoshop
Yes,
stuff.
yeah, that's
Filters. Okay, yeah. Pixelize.
that
Very nice.
not a lot. That pixelized filter I like to use to make, um, when you're doing pixel art, it'll clean up the edges for you,
Mm-hmm.
and make them nice pixel boundaries. And the other stuff is sort of just there for fun, but it has some uses. And the really nice part is that's all front end GPU accelerated, so it should be nice and quick, even working on large images.
So with this one, I don't think the denoising was high enough, right? We got kind of this, it's not a coffee shop. So
Right.
um, maybe we do use depth. And so let's hide this one. Okay, we're back here. And we can change this to depth. Depth. Now, if I wanted to use more than one control net, is that possible?
There can. You would duplicate that image.
Really?
Yep, just go ahead and yeah, do it, and then drag the. Remember that thing that we accidentally saw earlier, which was drop to merge?
Yes. So hold on.
Yeah.
So, denoising, that's what I wanted to do. Make this a little higher. I kind of want to do just one because I wanted this to be like a very different image.
Yeah, and if you have a control net, you can go that high and
Yeah.
still maintain shit.
Okay, so then,
And you can also consider, yeah, your control net scale. You could also lower that for more, some more stuff around. You can also cut the control net conditioning short.
mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's a good
So
idea. Yeah, like do
yeah.
something like that. Okay, so, yeah, let's just try that actually. Let's see how that goes. Starting step. You say Deformer Toby's saying move the starting step too. What do you think? Should we do that as well?
Yeah, you can do that too. I usually I'll go to point one, which will give it it'll let it do something wild to start with, and then pull it in quickly towards the image. So
Mm-hmm.
that can produce some real crazy changes.
Great. That's kind of what we want. We want the futuristic scholar and the ancient scholar. Okay, awesome. This is super fun.
Very, very
Got
happy
a
to hear.
question. So, where's a good place to provide feedback? I know we do have the Enfugue Discord channel on RunDiffusion. You hang out there all the time, and would love people to contribute kind of the stuff they're working on, questions they have. But do you have I mean, obviously the GitHub is another place. Do you have anywhere else you'd be interested in getting feedback or questions?
So yes, the GitHub that was linked somewhere in the chat. By all means, make an issue there if it's something you know is an issue, or you just can't get a hold of me. By all means, go ahead there. There's I'm also here all the time, and there's the Infugue channel, and yeah. So I think the Infugue channel is going. I'm going to try and make that our best, the best feedback place that we have. I'll try and post as much as I can there. So that would be best. Hop in there and just tag me. But I have it on. I have notifications on, so I should catch stuff in there.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm really inspired to use this to make some awesome stuff. Like I've been uh a long time ago I got into sublimation. Have you heard of this, Benjamin?
So,
Sublimation printing.
no, no,
S-
I'm not.
So it's print on fabric. So basically, if you've seen like those print all over kind of things, where it's like you've got a shirt and it's like the print is all over the shirt. It's not just like in the middle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sublimation is good. You can only use artificial fabrics with it, which kind of sucks, but you can also do like heat transfer vinyl is another way. So um, the interesting thing about it is I did it for a while, and you can also do sublimation to aluminum, and this is how they make aluminum photos. Um, so if you get an aluminum print at a photo shop, it generally is a sublimated print. And there's actually like a lot of printers that you can just modify to do sublimation by using the right ink and then getting a heat press. It's kind of a neat little market. Lots of people have their own business doing sublimation. But yeah, if you go to like any photo place where you can get a big photo print, you can get it in aluminum. And I have just fantasized about doing a huge AI art print and um, tried to do a few things, but just sort of struggled with getting like that size of resolution, the amount of inpainting, like bringing in different stuff and working on it. It's like it's a big task to do something because the resolution you need to do is much higher than the screen. To print something, you have to use a very high resolution, and so um, now this is like I'm like excited to do something like that because this canvas and Enfugue is like gives me the ability to kind of do those sort of huge prints and different ideas that I've had kicking around that would just be a real pain to do in automatic and um, a struggle to do on some other things. This is like super smooth, but it also what I love about it is the feature set kind of opens you up to new ways of thinking about making AI art, which is really important. Um, I think people will kind of use the tool that's there, and a lot of people may not get too deep into it when we see about doing AI art, and this encourages people to kind of dive deep into the features and really uncover different things, different techniques, which is incredible. There's always going to be people who want to go deeper and further into it, and this is just like a really rewarding platform to learn. I can just tell right away. Um, you mentioned some other stuff too. Didn't you get like IP adapter in here recently?
Yep. So
Oh,
there's 5 IP adapters.
oh my
There's
goodness.
Yes, all of them. So that's regular SD 1.5, SD 1.5 plus, SD 1.5 plus space, XL, and XL plus. That is in the same place that we were looking at earlier, amongst the use for X, use for Y. Um, there is a use for prompt button. If you use for prompt, then it is used for IP adapter. That's it. And so you can stack multiple images on top of each other, use anyone for anything. Um,
Oh, you're fading out a little bit there. It sounds like you're walking to the other side of the room or something.
yes, I'm on the wrong microphone.
Okay,
Uh,
I
uh,
I, I kind of love this image. I'm just curious what other people, is there anything else we want to see? I'm okay to keep going if you are, Benjamin. It's up to you. We've been on for a little while now. Gosh, maybe hour, 20 minutes. So, do you want to keep going
I,
here or do you got other things to do? Because
unfortunately, yeah, I do have other obligations, so I
okay,
will
no
have to.
problem. But we'd love to have you back up again. Just some quick questions. Warren was asking about doing like automatic weights types thing in the prompting, where you could have like brackets and like,
Yep.
like sunlight colon zero point 0.7 and that kind of thing. Is that enabled on the platform? Oh, wrong mic,
No.
wrong mic. Can't hear you.
Oh my gosh, again. Arg, thanks. Ha. Yes, that is all in there. You can enter in all of your brackets and your parentheses, et cetera. The thing that is not in there is you don't. That's not how you load LoRa and TI. Um, I know in auto that's a thing that you just put in the prompt. You have to explicitly load them in Enfugue. There's a number of reasons for that, but I find it to be a little nicer for my own purposes. But yep, over there, adaptations and modifications. There's your LoRa list, your TI, and your like chorus.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, great. Anything else you want to talk about on the platform before we wrap things up?
No, just that it is a one man band here, so there's always going to be some things that are going to not work as great, and as much help as the community can offer in terms of feedback, in terms of logs or screenshots of errors or anything, is extremely appreciated. So much appreciated.
Amazing. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you, Benjamin, for walking us through your incredible platform. And I'm gonna finish this image off because I'm pretty pretty inspired by it. It sounds like people are pretty enthusiastic about the platform. Sounds like we're gonna have you back up here quite often. Just as you're adding features in, we'll go deeper into different techniques you can do with Infugue and talk things through. I'd really love to have you back. So we're super glad to have you as part of the RunDiffusion community. Thank you. Yeah. Anything else? Questions from the community or anything, and then we'll wrap up. And Benjamin, thanks again for your time today going through this. It's really exciting, and yeah, I'm gonna make a bunch of stuff with this. This is great.
You're very welcome. Point three is animate diff in Hotshot XL, just so everybody knows.
Whoa! You're gonna do animations in this?
Yes, it is already in the back end. I just have to get it in the front end.
Oh wow! Is there something like you're not gonna add a full like Premiere style video editor to this or something, are you?
Not entirely, no. There will be a time scrubber, but that's going to it will be a smaller, more isolated thing. That's a time scrubber and a timeline for things like prompt travel. But that's all very new.
Wow. Yeah, that is very new, and can tell from the chat people are freaking out a little bit. People are asking where can we donate to development. Of course, support Enfugue and Benjamin with all of your feedback, your questions, your bugs. They need that, but also they're asking if they can reward you with financial incentive as it is open source. Help has donate buttons. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Yep.
It's under
That's it.
about. There we go.
Yep.
Support on Patreon, support on Ko-fi. Benjamin is there, so definitely do so if you are able. And yeah, other ways to support is just like use the platform, provide feedback, ideas, bug reports, all that is great. Okay, let's wrap it up. Yeah.
Post your work. Let me see what you do.
And that helps too. I mean, great
Yeah.
inspiration. I know I get a lot of inspiration by seeing what the community makes too. So definitely post all your work. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us today. It's been an awesome community day. And yeah, thanks, Benjamin, for your time today and showing us your platform. Super fun.
Thank, thank you very much to you and everybody here.
All right, great. Well, let's wrap it up. Thanks, everyone. And we will see you next Thursday for our community day. Also, check out, we just launched a podcast. Benjamin, I think we're going to have you on that podcast at some time as well to talk just general AI stuff because you seem to know all the things about AI as well. And I'm interested to learn more about this 9-dimensional stable diffusion stuff. Sounds fun. So, yeah, great. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you too, guys.
Cheers.